rebate resentment grows.
It didn't even address my concerns. Nobody is listening. It's an automated reply.
Albertans struggling to receive a $100 check from the province. Banff bracing for another record-breaking summer.
Part of that is because of the Canada Strong Pass.
Is the free access to our national parks coming at a cost? And high-stakes settlement.
It leaves a bad taste in customers' mouths.
Millions proposed in a beef price-fixing class action lawsuit. What you need to know.
Prices are high, and we're just not happy about it.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla Di Giuseppe.
Good evening. The province's requirement that many applicants verify their identity through Interact is to receive the $100 energy rebate is raising more questions over privacy. Mark Villani has more on Albertans struggling to apply and why the province is defending its need to obtain extra information.
Alberta is handing out $100 to anyone over the age of 18. But first, you need to prove you live in a household that makes less than $225,000 annually. The CRA already has that information through tax returns. But the province is still asking for you to verify your account through Interac.
The thing that I really don't understand myself is why they didn't have CRA administer the program.
The added step is raising privacy questions, with some reluctant to give their banking information, many citing trust issues following a data breach impacting 3 million Albertans who had their private voter information allegedly leaked by a separatist group.
I'm actually quite interested after looking into this, whether there was a privacy impact assessment and whether it talked about these things and what justification was given.
In a statement, the province says the government of Alberta does not have legal authority to access or use personal banking information an Albertan has provided to the CRA. Both Interac and document verification services are used to verify identity. While tax data is used to verify eligibility, it does not confirm that person completing the application is that individual. But some people are struggling to apply altogether.
I can't see small print.
Take 64-year-old Mary Beth Aksenchuk. The senior citizen has difficulty with her vision and isn't tech savvy. She's unable to apply for the rebate on her outdated phone, and her letters to the province were answered with little support.
It didn't even address my concerns. Nobody is listening. It's an automated reply.
It's why several nonprofit groups are now using this as an opportunity to provide free financial coaching.
So we encourage people to connect with a financial coach so they can access that benefit navigation support.
Meanwhile, others are citing concerns over the need to have an Alberta driver's license to apply. One man is upset his wife had to pay an extra $54 to get one, even though she has lived and worked in the province for years as a permanent resident.
It's pretty confusing as to what's going on. So definitely, maybe the government should work on actually aligning their systems or testing them a little bit better.
And for some, they say their concerns are falling on deaf ears.
That kind of frustrating when you know you're being ignored.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
The province is encouraging anyone needing help to turn to a trusted contact or visit a local library to access the online portal. An Alberta woman says her 84-year-old mother is searching for her marriage certificate from the 60s because she needs to show it at a registry to take a driving test. It's just one of the documents Albertans may need to bring with them now that the province has introduced new licenses that display citizenship and personal health numbers. Jeremy Thompson has more.
Tita Engram's mother, Shirley, was excited to take her driving test next week. The 84-year-old's license expired while she was recovering from a stroke.
When it came up to her birthday, she had to have a clearance and a medical, and so she did all of that.
When she booked the test at a registry, she was told she'd need to present documents like a birth certificate or passport.
She can take the test, and they will give her a temporary driver's license, but they will not issue her a driver's license until she can prove her citizenship. She basically tore her house apart looking for these documents.
Shirley found her birth certificate, but it shows her maiden name, so she also needs to find her marriage certificate from 1961. Engram believes the new requirements for Alberta driver's licenses are discriminatory towards women and inconvenient for everyone.
It's the time now required to get those documents if you don't have them.
The minister in charge of Service Alberta and red tape reduction was unavailable for an interview. In a statement to CTV News, Dale Nally says a one-time 60-day grace period is available for an undisclosed fee to people who need time to get their documents in order. Adding, ahead of the rollout, we communicated directly with Albertans whose driver's licenses or ID cards were approaching expiry to ensure they knew what documentation to bring to the registry.
This has proven to be an extremely problematic policy. It's a solution in search of a problem. We don't know what problem the government is trying to solve here.
Now that Alberta driver's licenses display a citizenship marker and health number, there's a range of documents to bring to the registry. Something to show you're living in Alberta legally or to prove you're Canadian, plus an official version of your Alberta health card. As much as Ingram is frustrated by her mother's experience, she also feels for the registry agents.
The province made this decision and people were angry when they got to the counter and were being told they had to produce this information and they didn't know.
Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
While the Stampede is drawing big crowds, many are escaping to the mountains. No-cost access to the national parks with the Canada Strong Pass this summer certainly eases pressure on the wallet. But as Tyler Barrow explains, not everyone is on board with the free ride.
World-class destination Lake Louise draws visitors from around the globe.
We live outside of Houston, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. The States, North Carolina.
Belfast in Ireland.
Sydney, Australia.
Speaking with 20 different groups at Lake Louise, 4 were from Canada, 6 United States, and 10 elsewhere in the world. They picked the right time to come. As of June 19th, entering to national parks is free with the Canada Strong Pass.
We didn't know that up front, that existed.
I didn't look at that, see if it was free or not.
It was quite surprising that you could run through all the national parks for free over the summer break.
Free access for everyone was a Mark Carney 2025 campaign promise, now renewed for a second year. It was meant to encourage Canadians to travel within the country amid a trade war with the United States. But it's also free for anyone, while the Trump administration is charging foreigners for access to its national parks.
We're expecting to see the same, and part of that is because of the Canada Strong Pass incentivizing day visitors into the town.
Banff's mayor says the pass causes additional pressures, pointing to nearly 7 million vehicles passing through last summer, a record. Independent Senator and former Banff Mayor Karen Sorensen says the Canada Strong Pass drives more visitation to already popular destinations and worries this has exacerbated issues with overcrowding and traffic congestion for tourists and residents alike. One longtime resident shares those concerns.
The town definitely doesn't need any more volume, especially traffic-wise.
Here at the town's farmers market, this vendor is on board.
A lot of people are coming into Banff, and this small town kind of runs off tourism, so to have the more people, the better.
A sentiment shared with at least one restaurant owner.
I appreciate the fact that people can come and visit and make travel more affordable for them as well.
The pass runs until September 7th. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Banff.
It's a great weekend to fire up the barbecue, and here's something to chew on. If you've bought meat in the last decade, you may be due compensation. Consumers have watched beef prices steadily climb in recent years. Now there are allegations that 2 international suppliers are involved in price fixing. Adrian Gabriel has more on the proposed $8 million class action lawsuit settlement.
An allegation that's been tough for Canadians to digest.
Premium Canadian
wholesale beef giants JBS and National Beef have been accused of price fixing, driving up the cost of red meat in Canada. While not an admission of guilt, combined the 2 companies have offered to pony up $8 million as part of a class action lawsuit settlement. Restaurants won't be able to cash in on the lawsuit, though Canadian consumers can, as will butcher shops who purchase beef for resale. Inside a last meat market in Toronto, they sell JBS beef. Owner George Laganis praises the quality of their cuts, though he admits allegations that one of his suppliers may have taken part in price fixing has been difficult for consumers to stomach.
It leaves a bad taste in customers' mouths because we see a large increase in prices quickly.
As part of the settlement agreement, JBS has agreed to pay out more than $7 million. National Beef has committed to forking over $495,000. The amount individual Canadians can expect has yet to be determined. Even though JBS has agreed to pay out millions, an email from a company spokesperson says in part, "We believe the claims are without merit, and the agreement was entered into solely to avoid the expense and uncertainty of prolonged litigation." Again, says he'd rather see more regulations limiting the price that large wholesalers can charge for red meat.
They're going to pay out the $7.5 million. Great, everybody's going to be happy. Where's that going to come from? It's going to come from the customer's pocket again. So it's just a vicious circle.
For Canadians who want to add their names to the class action lawsuit, the courts are expected to approve a payment process in the months ahead. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Calgarians we spoke to are unsurprisingly unimpressed. They say that price-fixing settlement is not enough, nearly enough, to compensate Canadians for the money they've spent.
It sucks. Somebody who really loves beef, I'd do anything to get it on my table, and, if that's the way it is, that kind of sucks.
I don't feel happy about that. I really don't even buy beef anymore because it's not worth the price. It's gone up so high. So we just try the other meat.
They said there was going to be £8 million or $8 million refunded, but how the hell are they going to do that?
The price of beef has been steadily climbing according to Stats Canada. It's risen 13% over the past year and 63% over the past 5. Danielle is in with our first look at the weather. We've got a lot of heat coming our way, also changing like the fire hazards in our region.
Yeah, that risk is increasing as we go here. And it's hard to believe when we've had so much rainfall over the last few months. But let me show you the map. And this is showing you the fire danger risk. Look at all that red in the far south, Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat, and even close to the southwest corner of our province. That's where the risk already is extreme. And then heading up towards Calgary, you can see in the brown there, that risk is very high. And just to the west of the city, there's a couple pockets where it's extreme as well. So basically in southern Alberta, you're mainly looking at very high to extreme fire danger risk already. And then you throw in the fact that this is about a 14-day stretch of hot, dry weather, with our only break is potentially getting showers and thunderstorms, which comes with lightning, which even further enhances the risk. So something we're keeping our eye on, and we will continue to keep you posted. Look at tomorrow. Tomorrow will be hotter than today, 17 degrees at 8 a.m., and we should crack the 30-degree mark tomorrow afternoon.
All right, Danielle, thank you. Not surprisingly, a lot of Calgarians were in the river today trying to cool down.
Okay, on this hot day in Calgary during the Calgary Stampede, make sure you go down to the Discovery Center and check out the Calgary Police Mountain Unit exhibit to learn more about us. Have a safe and happy Stampede.
What better place to chill your hooves than in the river? These two officers atop their steeds posted a video today. Stampede is almost over, but the Calgary Police Discovery Center is open Tuesday to Saturday, 10 to 4 throughout the summer. Coming up, you might remember lumber costs soaring during the pandemic. Now lumber prices are dropping, while you likely won't see those savings passed on to the construction of new homes. Next. Wild North Animal Rescue says it's taking care of 15 Franklin gull chicks that were washed out of their nests during heavy rain. The Edmonton Rescue says the birds are seldom seen in the city. Taking care of this influx of chicks presents some unique challenges. Gulls eat a lot of small fish and insects. The rescue is reaching out to its volunteer base to round up the necessary protein. Canada's job numbers are better than expected, but a new report from Stats Canada suggests Alberta saw its unemployment rate rise. Moses Woldu reports.
There was a time when applying for a job was a full-time job for Valerie Martinez, as she was looking for work after finishing high school.
Probably like 10 to 15 different jobs. I went on Indeed and then also on the pages, and then I applied from there, but I never got an answer.
Martinez is now a server and an assistant at this restaurant. She managed to get the job with the help of her brother.
It's so hard. Honestly, I feel like if you don't know someone, it's very hard to find a job.
Youth unemployment in Alberta reached 15.8% in June, and Alberta's overall unemployment numbers came in at 7%. Stats Can says that's worse than the national average. Canada's unemployment rate dropped to 6.5%. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, according to one economist.
So what we're seeing in the numbers is more jobs, but also more job seekers.
Mark Parsons of ATB Financial calls the numbers unusual, adding Alberta remains a destination for many job seekers.
Overall, it's a good sign that people feel like their future is in Alberta and they're coming here. The challenge is just, creating the jobs at the rate people are arriving.
Parsons says the service industry and other sectors beyond oil and gas contributed to the provincial job numbers last month, like Martinez, who says she's one of the fortunate ones compared to those still looking for work.
Talk to my friends and they're always complaining because they don't have a job and they apply, and they don't get anything.
Moses Wildu, CTV News, Calgary.
Calgary-based South Bow Corps will pay nearly $70 million over the 2022 Keystone pipeline rupture in northern Kansas. The spill sent nearly 13,000 barrels of oil onto farmland and heavily contaminated the Mill Creek waterway. The company reached a settlement agreement with the U.S. Justice Department. South Bow will pay about $27 million for violating the U.S. Clean Water Act, another $40 million on prevention, and $3 million to resolve Kansas state law violations. South Bow is a spin-off division of TC Energy's pipeline business. Following a spike in lumber prices during the pandemic, the cost of wood has fallen to nearly pre-pandemic levels. But as Tommy Osborne reports, you might not see much of a difference to your pocketbook.
It's been a busy season for lumber yards like the one at the Cedar Shop. The store's sales manager says stabilizing lumber costs have helped improve business.
We have noticed a decrease in pressure treated for sure. Cedar's gone up a little bit. More of the specialty items roughly increased 10-15%.
For contractors like Matt Bauma of Bramari Saunas, stability has been great news for him and his customers both.
It helps with predictability, just forecasting into the future a little bit.
Measured in per thousand board feet, the Canadian national average for softwood lumber now sits at $700, down from an astronomical $2,000 in 2021. But the 65% reduction isn't being felt by consumers. Operating costs are adding to the price.
Fuel is something I think all of us can really see the impact of, especially given the ongoing war right now. Transportation challenges are a really big one. There's a lot of costs that are accumulated just getting the product from the mill where it's produced to then the customer afterwards.
We're seeing all of that kind of creeping up every year, leveling out now. We're seeing generally this year to next year fewer increases.
Adding to the challenges is an ongoing trade war with our biggest customer, the U.S.
The combined softwood lumber trade barrier to the U.S. right now is sitting at about 35%, and that in addition to the Section 232 tariffs, which are applied to lumber, are 10%. So that puts us at a 45% trade barrier to the U.S.
Despite these challenges, the Cedar Shop says it's seen a steady increase in business year over year.
We've kind of just gone up and up and up and up. The trends, we've less foot traffic, more phone-in orders from contractors.
Tommy Osborne, CTV News, Calgary.
All right, Danielle's up next with her Skywatch forecast. We're in for a treat if you like the heat. If you don't, you might want to run for cover, get some air conditioning. It's going to be hot. Details next.
Well, we're into this long stretch of hot weather. Today was hot, tomorrow even hotter. Look at daytime highs, 27 in Calgary, 24 in Banff, and as you head further off to the east, even toastier, 30 in Drumheller, Brooks, and Medicine Hat, close to that in Milk River, 29. Lethbridge and Pincher Creek, 28. So for the southeast corner, we'll get into those mid-30s tomorrow in some communities, and Calgary will likely crack that 30-degree mark. So what we have is this ridge of high pressure that's going to continue to build, and underneath this, basically this protective bubble, temperatures will climb, and that's why it will be even hotter for tomorrow. Stateside, very, very hot, well into the 40s for many communities over these coming days, and already has been in some areas like Las Vegas and Phoenix, for example, the usual places. All right, so this pattern will shift a bit by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. It will give us somewhat reasonable temperatures by that point, but it also comes with thunderstorm activity or the risk of that, and lightning when we are already very dry. And so our fire risk is either very high to extreme in southern Alberta. That increases the risk even further. So a lot to watch in the coming days here. Here's the extreme heat warning in place. Medicine Hat up to Jenner, foremost, many berries. And we still have the risk for the next half hour of any sort of severe weather north of Jenner up towards Coronation. All right, so when we look at radar, all that active weather has been up and around us. So when we look at the future cast, it's going to continue to happen. It's because the jet stream is up through central Alberta and the ridge of high pressure is in place here. So this will be the pattern directing that stuff up and around us. We may see a couple cloudy periods at times, but really for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's quiet, it's dry, it's sunny, it's hot. Here's your longer range forecast. 30 degrees for the city tomorrow. In the afternoon, gusts up to 40 kilometers per hour will build in at times, so that will be some welcome relief here and there. Feels nice to have a bit of a wind when it gets to 30. Again, if you're headed to Stampede, that 30 will feel a lot hotter than that if you're in the sun around all the people with the hot pavement. All right, 28 degrees, so high 20s Sunday and Monday. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, somewhat more reasonable with highs of 25 degrees. And by that point, though, we do get into the risk of late day showers and thunderstorms.
Thank you very much, Danielle. Becoming a Canadian citizen with a Calgary Stampede flair. Why this year's ceremony down at the grounds is especially fitting for one couple taking the oath.
There's a horn in the big three. Cast their fate to the figure eight, and they simultaneously hit the track.
Heat 9 on night number 8 at the Rangeland Derby. The defending champ Chance Vegan looks to solidify his spot ahead of Sunday's Dash for Cash, and he posts the fastest time, 1:10.88. Jason Glass picks up the second best time, critical to keeping him in the running for Sunday. And remaining at the top of the leaderboard is Jamie Laboucaine, who has had a fantastic run over the past 8 nights. 40 people received their Canadian citizenship today at the Calgary Stampede.
Fulfill my duties. And fulfill my duties as a Canadian citizen.
They took the oath this morning before receiving their certificates and a few souvenirs to remember the occasion. Joel Cowley, the CEO of the Calgary Stampede, and his wife Tammy are among those new Canadians. They are both from Colorado and came to Canada in the early 90s.
This is very meaningful. Obviously, it's very emotional and very meaningful, but to do it during the Calgary Stampede is truly special.
We are so excited, and it is a long-waiting day for us. And we are very proud to be a Canadian citizen today.
Some of Canada's newest citizens told us they came to Canada because it's a special place founded on kindness and civility. Congratulations to all. All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Enjoy the weekend and happy stampeding.